Hi everyone, this is Evgeniya Valu, and in this video I am going to teach you how to make similar crystal appliques to use for your own dance costumes. Before we start an actual crystal application, I'm going to give you a bit of an overview on what we're going to be using during this video. The first is a fabric cut where you're gonna take the pattern from. You can find lots of different ones, lots of different colors and types in your fabric stores, so just choose any you like. Then we'll need a textile glue. Again, there are lots of different ones available in the market, so you don't really need to be using the same one I'm gonna be using. Check your local stores, your fabric shops, your local deliveries, see what's available. Or you can also check my Instagram page where I posted a list of my favorite sellers where I usually get my things from. Then we're gonna need a pencil for crystal pick. I consider white one a bit weaker than the black one, so I'm using the white one mainly for crystal size SS10 to SS30, and then I'm using the black one for larger sizes. Then we need scissors and a lighter. Get the cheapest one, the simplest one from the shop nearby, as we don't need it for anything super special. I would also like to give you some extra tips on how to choose the right glue type for your personal design. What's very important to know is that there are two different glue types. The first one is waterproof, and I have an example here. Another one is water-based. I have a high-tack fabric glue as an example because it's very popular in the UK where I live and work. What's important to know about water-based glue types? I try avoiding it as much as only possible at my work because I mainly work with dancers, and obviously they're performing, they're sweating, they need to wash their items regularly, and this particular glue type, the water-based glue type, is absolutely non-friendly with water because it becomes liquid again as soon as it gets in any continuous contact with water or sweat. And I don't really want my clients to lose their stones. I don't want their costumes to be falling apart right in the middle of the performance. So if you know for sure that you're gonna need to wash your item regularly, then I highly recommend you to use waterproof glue type, as then you wouldn't need to be worried about anything. So I'm all set up. Just again a brief explanation on what I have here and some tips on how to organize your workspace and how to make things easier for yourself. So as you see, I have small boxes in here with different colors of crystals. I usually save boxes from jewelry, from little items, and it makes my job much easier. I can easily organize my crystals by color, by size, and do whichever I need to. The bright blue thing you can see right underneath my lace appliques is actually silicone baking mat for an oven. It's super cheap, it's very easy to find it, as you can either order it delivered to your door or find it in a variety of local kitchen shops, so it's not a problem to get one of these. Why is it such a lifesaver when it comes to crystal decoration? Well, as you may know, when our applique is completely decorated with crystals, we need to leave it flat for some time to allow the glue to dry. And the glue goes through the fabric and it easily sticks to whatever surface you actually left it on to dry off. To stop that from happening, I'm using silicone baking mat, as I don't really want to damage my table. So the glue doesn't stick to the silicone and you can leave it to dry for as long as you wish, and it's going to be super easy to remove the applique afterwards when it's completely dry as well. And if you have some glue leftovers on the mat, it's super easy to peel those off as well. So the mat is going to serve you for a really, really long time. So you can buy one or two and use it for many, many years. I like mixing different colors and shades and sizes of crystals together. And I also like mixing crystals and half pearls or regular pearls. because it gives me more interesting and more defined pattern. But if you decide to go with just one particular color at the end, why not? It's just gonna look as beautiful as mixing them together. So do what feels right for your own idea and your own design. As you can see, I have already cut some of my patterns from the large fabric cut. I don't normally get individual ones. I don't usually buy online small individual patterns because it's much cheaper to buy just a yard or a meter of lace fabric and just cut the patterns off, because then you have enough for even the most outstanding costume than ever. And when you buy them individually, you may end up with a situation when you actually need to order more and wait for the delivery, of course. Okay, so when we are ready, we're making a line with the glue following the pattern on the fabric on your lace appliques. And then picking up crystals with a pencil, just like this. We're gonna apply them on top of the glue one by one, but don't press the crystals too hard, as it may not stick too well. We press them a bit so the bottom of the crystal kind of gets wrapped in glue just a bit, and then we leave it just like this. If you see that the glue kind of went down through the fabric, you can just simply add a bit more and then keep applying crystals and then light a shade right around here. So we're making the line with the glue. Applying crystals one by one. I always use glue richly because it helps me to make the pattern stronger, so the ready applique will be harder and it will make it easier to apply it to the costume afterwards. At the very end, when my crystal covered applique is completely dry, I usually leave it overnight to dry out. All I need to do now is carefully cut the leftover mesh fabric bits off using the scissors. And then, using the lighter, I'm gonna carefully secure the edges, just like this. So all the small mesh leftover sides are gone, and my applique has a really nice and careful look. Just the edge, really carefully, without holding the lighter much on the same place. And done. When your crystal appliques are all dry and ready to be sewn onto the costume, just take a soft cloth and wipe all the pencil marks of it so the crystals would be really sparkling.